Good morning. This is Ron Brown. It is 8:42 on Thursday morning, the 9th of April. The jobs numbers came in much worse than expected, but for Wall Street, this is actually good news because it means more stimulus. So the Nasdaq futures are up 1.44% as I record this video. And I'm going to show you a couple of things in HGSI. First of all, I am in some intraday folders that I have down in the user views, and I'm looking at my most active list, intraday $5 and up. Now, I'm going to do an update using Thinkorswim as my real-time data source. All I have to do is hit F5, and it's downloading the intraday data. What this is going to do is update all the stocks, and I can see what the most active stocks are based upon my combo ranking and the filter. Now the filter is just really basic, but I'm going to go up to the top. You can see Mr. Cooper Group, Coop, is at the top of the list. It's up 20% today. The range is not calculating properly yet. It's too early. But the change from the last to the open is 17%. A little bit tongue-tied this morning. Look at the volume, projected volume here. And I'm going to use this chart. It's one of my Williams charts, and it's got candles, so it's a little bit easier to see. And you can see the one-day change is 20.11. So money is flowing into this market. Now, where's it flowing? In the same place it was flowing yesterday, mortgage finance. Now, what I'm going to do is show you how you can quickly go into the designer. You click on industries, you go under tools, rebuild the indexes in group. Now what this is doing is pulling the stock prices that I just updated at 9:43 a.m. and it's showing me which groups are the strongest. So I just come in here and sort on the groups, and look where the money is flowing today. Cruise lines, bottom fishers, and mortgage finance. It was flowing into mortgage finance yesterday. Now I want to do a secondary sort. I'm going to type in the word range, and I'm going to do an intraday range, and what's going to happen is the stocks that are trading at the top or closer to the top of their intraday range are going to come to the top of the group. So if I click on this, I can see that under mortgage finance, and like I said, it's too early for these ranges to be accurate, but here's Mr. Cooper again, and it's trading at the top of its range. I see it here, it says 112, can't be over 100, but it needs some more data. Anyway, this is how you can really spot what's going on in the market. Let's look at some of these cruise lines. It looks like Norwegian is up 17.75% today. LIND is up 18.57. Royal Caribbean is up 19.70. And Carnival is up 10.49. Now the problem with the cruise lines, here's one more. This is up 12.26, is that they are not, the way I understand it, they're not covered under the stimulus package because they're not American companies. But people are bottom fishing these stocks, assuming that the cruise lines are going to get back into business. Personally, I don't foresee that happening for quite some time. But anyway, it's all speculation. These are paper assets. They're nothing more. Stocks are only worth what somebody else is willing to pay for them. Now, this is the last trading day before the Easter weekend, so it'll be interesting to see how the markets close. The open, the first hour, there's a tremendous amount of buying pressure right now, but let's see how it closes. Now, I want to show you one more thing. This is my most active list, which is really a good place to look. Now, I'm going to go back and just sort on my combo. My combo is effort versus result, and that combo, let me show it to you. What it does is it equally looks at the volume compared to the 90-day moving average volume, the one-day change, and the range, 33% apiece. And the stocks that best fit that come to the top of the list. And here's that Mr. Cooper again. Let's look at Red Rocks Resorts. And you can see it's up 18.29%. This is a casino. And let me sort on industries. Casinos are right down here. You can see how useful this is to know what industry groups are moving and which of the stocks in those industry groups are taking off. A very powerful feature of HGS Investor. If you're not using the software, you should be. I said I wanted to show you one more thing. This is something I came up with a few weeks ago. Intraday Strength, Market Momentum. And I'm just going to go down to the, I'm experimenting with some new ones. Most people, well, nobody has them but me, and they'll probably get out this weekend. Intraday Strength, all stocks where the range has to be a minimum of actually 6667. I'm going to click on that. And this eliminates any stocks whose range is not above 66. It's actually 66.667. Anyway, so you can see that these are still grouped the same way, but these are the stocks that are showing the most strength based upon their intraday ranges. I paused the video, waited about 5 minutes, went in and made some changes. These numbers were a little confusing, so I straightened that out. I'll have all the Insider Club members delete my views. It's a one-step process, and then update with these, and they'll be fixed. I want to show you one more thing, but before I do that, let's go back in. Let's see if anything's changed. I just need to locate my industries, go under Tools, Rebuild Indexes, because the stocks have been updating in the background. I doubt if much has changed. You can see how quickly this process goes. It doesn't take any time at all. Get that out of the way. Looks like the cruise lines are still lead. No, I need to resort this, don't I? Nope. Yes, I do. Department stores have edged up into first place. You can see that Dillard's is on top, but let me do my secondary sort quickly. You can see how quickly this market does change. So it looks like Macy's is on top. It is up 15.89% today. Clearly bottom fishing going on. Look at Kohl's up 16.72. Nordstrom's is up a bunch. Dillard's is not up so much. What's second? Mortgage finance has slipped into second place. And you can see how well this works. Now let me show you one more thing, and then I'm going to end this video. I don't want it to get too long. These are what I'm experimenting with now. These will go out to the members of the Insider Club this weekend. The intraday strength after opening gap down, and intraday weakness after opening gap up with a range, intraday range of 51. So let me click on this. 180 securities show up. I'm still sorted on the groups, and you can see that these groups have changed because the filter has changed. So let's take a look at Owens Financial Corporation. The gap was very slight, only 0.02. Let's look at, this is just a cheap stock. It doesn't matter though. Here's your gap down, and you can see buyers coming into it. Let me find how about Ferrari? We're all looking to get a Ferrari, right? So a slight gap down, 0.01. Let me find one with a decent gap down. Here's one. $12 stock. Cushman & Wakefield, gap down 7.63%. Here's the gap. It traded lower, and you can see that it's reversing. So not only is this screen good on days like this, it's good every day because there are always stocks gapping down and then coming back. And remember, the intraday range has to be at least above 51. So it shows that there is some effort behind these moves. Now let me look at the other one quickly. These gapped up and now they're coming down. And it's just a reverse. You can see the gap was 5.8%, and it doesn't look like much, does it? Let's see if I can find a more substantial. How about Icon Enterprises? You can see the gap up was 3.41%, but now it's trading near the low of its daily range. I'm trying to find a really, how about Halliburton? Now gap up and it's come down. But anyway, these filters will work. You can see the range has to be below 50. And actually, I believe it's below 49. I've got to change that. And I will. Okay, that's it. I will change things before I ship this out. Thanks for listening. Just wanted to point out what you can do with this program that I don't really think you can do with any other program. Thanks for listening.